Stop drinking, Ness.
Wait for the freaking computer to say recording in progress.
Stop drinking. We're recording.
We're live.
It's live.
All right. Beautiful. I love it. I love the way technology works. I like the fact that I say we're going to record and no one's ready and someone is drinking off the screen. What are you drinking, Ness? You want to share that with the class?
I mean, I don't want to promote alcoholism.
Don't do it.
Corona hot salsa. It's delicious.
All right, guys. This episode of the Three Warlocks is brought to you by Corona.
And smooth balls.
Drink responsibly, I guess. I'm going to share. I'll cut all this off in the podcast, but the YouTube viewers will see all this, which is nice.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good job we're not PG-13.
Oh.
Are we?
Well, whenever I do the videos, they do ask me, which is very hilarious. Whenever I post a video, they say, "Are there any children here in the video?" And I'm like, "No." And then they ask me, "Is this for children?" And I go, "No, it's not for children." So those are the two basic questions that they ask me. Pretty much anything you get approved. If you answer no on YouTube under those questions, you can pretty much throw whatever disgusting thing you get on YouTube and it'll get posted pretty much until you get reported. So
Cool.
That's some information for you guys. All right.
It's a mission get reported. I'm good at getting reporting, as I just told you a story earlier. We'll tell that in my
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Three Warlocks podcast, episode 34. That's right. We've done 34 of these. If you guys have stuck with us this entire time, man, kudos to you guys. That's awesome. Because there's times where I think about quitting. And there's times I think about crying and rolling myself to sleep. But I say, you know what? No, not today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Well, let me keep rambling on as we continue, guys. My name is Vega. I'm your host. With me, like always, I have my other two co-hosts with me, Snail and Ness. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Thank you very much.
I'm doing
good.
Doing pretty good. Thank you so much for checking in, guys. We have a very historic episode today, I think. Before the show, I was mentioning to you guys that I have a friend of mine who calls me and asks me all the time. I say, "Hey, are you still doing the podcast thing?" And I always tell him yes. And he says, "What? How long is the episode this week?" And I'm like, it varies. An hour and 12 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. And he always says, "You know what? I'll check in with you when the episodes are a little shorter." But well, it's apparently an hour episode is a little too hard for him to get. Okay, so well, you're in luck because this week's episode is straight, short, and to the point. A lot of stuff to go through, a lot of stuff to go over. Majority of it has to do with a fashion show. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. And also, Snail is going to take us to school because his Snail's lore corner became school time with
Snail.
With Snail. That's going to be fun. But before we get into the episode, guys, how was you guys' weeks? Doesn't matter.
Silence. Do you want me to speak first?
Raise your hand, guys. Raise your hand.
I'm going on vacation, so
okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
How was that your week? You don't even care what happened this week. You just were looking forward to next week, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's good. Well, that's just going on vacation. So we're going to be talking about that later on the show too as well. So Snail, how was your week?
Yeah, my week was okay. It ended with being reported for inactivity in a strike, which was quite entertaining.
Oh, wow.
So bizarrely, I was reporting somebody else, which is why I was inactive at that time. Because I spent my whole time in the strike being frozen by a Titan with one of those spears. So whilst I was reporting that person, the other person reported me for inactivity. That's great. Yeah, everybody was reported. Part of the fun.
Nice. Everybody's covered.
There's some toxic people around.
That's the thing. Destiny has one of the greatest communities and also one of the toxic people that if they really want to be toxic, you can be toxic. There's one thing that I saw on a clip on Instagram is, remember the override missions, whenever you clear the different 3 waves and then you go through the tunnel. There's it kind of varies when you get to the boss room where it's different like a little maze and stuff. There's one where there's like a giant slide as soon as you drop down. You know what I'm talking about? Well, somebody decided to take that slide all the way down and a hunter threw a grenade that made a wall, hit that wall and died. I thought it was hilarious. When you see it, like,
it's not good video, if you're trying to do it flawless, is it?
Can you imagine? Well, you do know the trick right now. If you're trying to do a flawless, you don't go through the maze. You're just gonna sit back and let your teammates.
Yeah, you wait.
Exactly.
You do the same thing.
That's the key to the flawless. So believe me, I have
Did you
quite
see
a few of them. So
that video I posted about the Crucible match earlier?
no, I haven't seen it.
I don't know if he did, but there's a guy as a warlock who uses the heat rising, and he's got ammo in his rocket launcher. So he rises up above, and you can see the team on the control point at the far side.
Oh,
and as he goes to fire, he gets killed by a Titan punch, and the Titan is on the other side of the map. So he's like, how's that possible? So he's looking down at his controller, he's looking back up at the screen, and this Titan, you can see him running around, killing everybody in every point, just running around in a circle, like super speed. It's like, is it me or is the controller broken? That's the funniest thing.
You know what? It's been a pretty hardcore week for cheaters, apparently, in trials and competitive PvP. And obviously, you encounter some sus stuff when you're playing some Iron Banner every once in a while, but what is the end game? What are you gonna gain, man? What are you gonna gain from cheating and winning the game? Honestly, it's kind of rough.
In a video game.
Yeah,
That's
in a video
just
game, out of all things, man. I mean, come on, have fun, enjoy yourselves. Well, guys, Ness is looking forward to her vacation, so I'm not gonna ask her again. But she wants this show to get done because she's has her ticket and she's ready to fly out of here. So we're going to talk about the TWAP today, guys. Let's talk about the TWAP. We had a little fashion show. We were talking about the fashion show that they're putting together. Still going on. But for that, we're going to go to our correspondent who knows everything and anything about fashion. Ness, take it away.
That's right. So Twitter right now is going crazy. A lot of Guardians are putting up the hashtag Splicer Fashion Show, showing off their duds. It's really surprising how many are actually pretty unique. I mean, the shaders seem pretty standard. There's a lot of greens, there's a lot of yellows, a lot of reds. So these are kind of the examples of the ones that have stood out for Bungie, which I noticed that my watermelon one is not in there. No big deal.
There's no winter coat either.
There's no winter coat either. You're right, Snail. I mean, they're lost.
I was promoting you guys.
So right now, I think initially last swap, it was from 7 to 11 June, but they're actually saying if you're late to the party, you have until June 13th to go ahead and submit your pick, put it up on Twitter, hashtag Splicer Fashion Show to enter, and you'll be good to go. And they actually kind of say, don't forget to check out the Expunge and Control and Iron Banner while it's active. So I think they're kind of telling people, hey, take as many pictures out there that you want, but have fun also. But yeah, so I know I've submitted mine. I saw somebody else submitted his. Did you, Vega? Did you submit yours?
I have not. My character is never fashionable. In fact, I usually ask you guys for tips on Ness. I'm like, what shader should I use? What?
No.
I mean, I have a helmet. I have a helmet that has a little bun, like a man bun. I can't. There's no way I can submit that.
You should do it.
I'll be sacrilegious. Can you imagine if the winning helmet with the man bun wins? And believe me, it's in there. Search it for a warlock. That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's no way in God's green earth that would ever win.
Well, you never know. You never know. So go out there, guys. Put up your show off your Guardians till June 13th.
That's it. Awesome. Well, looks are not always everything, guys. We know we're always looking for some high stat armor, which we've been trying to hunt down. But apparently, Bungie's version of high stat varies. But rest assured, we're going to be having something happen next week, which is going to be the Vault of Glass is going to get the raid challenges. Are going to be rolling out, and you're going to be able to get the little high stat armor. But it talks about how the challenges are going to be maybe about same or a little bit different how they were when the contest mode came out. So we won't know exactly until kind of they come out on that. But yeah, get ready for that, guys. It's gonna be fun. Did you guys have a chance to do we did the contest mode, right? I was trying to remember it. If we did
we did up until Gate, Templar on contest mode.
On contest
mode, that's as far as we got.
But yeah, that was hard. I noticed a big difference whenever we were trying to get the plates activated. Whenever we went after contest mode, we're like, oh shoot, it was easy. But now for those people who wanted that same hard raid or that same difficulty or that challenge, it's going to be coming out next week, guys. So look forward to that. Women and Bungie. Let's have Snail talk about women in Bungie. No, we can't do that. There's no way. Ness, you want to tell us a little bit about women in Bungie?
Well, Snail actually said he was a member, so whatever. Yeah, let's talk about it. So a new inclusion club that Bungie has right now is Women at Bungie. So as we all know, Bungie very much supports diversity and inclusion. And this is one of the efforts to, improve the experience for women. So it's to provide a safe and empowering space for and share common experiences with women and a place to build network and give and receive practical and emotional support. I'm not sure about the emotional support, but I think it's cool when women share stories of some of the experiences that they have while playing video games. So if you want to hear more about Women at Bungie, they do have a write-up on Bungie that you can read a little bit more about it. And also they mentioned the International Women's Day pin. It's still available on the Bungie store. So if you want to show your support, go ahead and get that. And I believe you also get a really cool emblem when you pick up the pin. I
didn't like the colors.
I think Snail has it.
I didn't like the colors.
I know, I didn't either, actually. I mean, I hate to say it, but I kind of, you got to entice me a little bit. But yeah.
Like lilac and like vivid green.
Yeah, it was
That's
like
how it goes together.
Maybe like
I think
never mind. I don't want to say nothing. I was gonna say maybe like a little vacuum cleaner and like a little stove on it would be kind of cool.
I mean, you show your face.
Just kidding.
Dyson.
Cut that out. He just lost all the female audience.
I'm playing with you guys. This is awesome. This is amazing what Bungie's doing, man. It's reaching out to the women. But like Ness says, some women do find a way to release the stress of the world, the emotional stress, by playing video games. Sometimes that's what men typically do when we have a rough day at work or something happens in our lives. We usually dive into video games because it's almost as an escape. And we know that our sisters in the game, our guardian sisters, they do the same thing we do, which is awesome. And we appreciate that Bungie is doing something to promote that, which is awesome. Well, guys, space, the final frontier. These are the stories of, I don't remember. It was something like that. But it had to do with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Is that
Yeah.
Star Wars?
Sorcerer's Stone. Damn it.
Star
Damn
Wars?
Americans.
Is that Star Wars? Maybe? I don't know. What is it? Star Trek. Thank you.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Well, we're going to be going to space. Well, not really. Not literally. But there's something that happens every year. There's a community meetup that has been going on for a while, but they can kind of relate to the fact that it started in a bar a long time ago. But now it's getting a little bit bigger, and it's called the Gaming Community Expo. So it's GCX. A little different this year because of the COVID restrictions. It's going to be a little virtual thing where you can go on. So they're going to have this virtual space station you can visit, and this is going to be from June 17th through June 20th. You can go to the website for more details. And what's really special about this place is that Bungie decided to hide 7 dead ghosts. So we're going to be playing a game. So if you find these dead ghosts in this virtual, space station, you're going to be able to unlock a very special emblem. Show you that right there. It's right here. Boop. Kind of cool. See a little dead ghost right there. For all those people watching us on YouTube, you guys can see the pictures that we're showing. These are nice colors, right, Snail? You like these colors?
That is nice colors. I'll give them that. It's a good one.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. And the way you can win is by filming yourself in a YouTube video and then posting it. And that's how the winner is going to get. So I'm guessing that there's going to be like that for the first person. Is the first person who posts this video going to get something else? Because you do know that other people are going to watch this video and going to try to find it, or is it for everybody? Do you know? That's kind of
I presume for everybody.
Yeah, but it looks like the person who finds it is probably going to get it, right? So I don't know if it's 1 or 2. Anyway, that's besides the point. All right. And you will receive that special emblem we talked about. And then also it is this tradition for them to run a marathon, charity marathon that goes pretty much 24/7. And all these proceeds go to benefit St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is a very unique hospital that Bungie has been doing a lot of charity work for a long time through them. And it's going to go from June 13th to June 20th. Like we talked about those 7 days. There's favorite content creators are going to be there. You know, they're gonna be doing wacky, amazing things to raise money for kids. I believe a few years ago there was a streamer that dressed up as a girl. He was a guy and did the whole stream dressed up as a like a anime character, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to figure out who it was. If anybody knows in the comments, hit us up. There's going to be a special emblem too you can get if you donate $50. Nothing less, nothing more. If you can reach that goal, this emblem's going to look like this. Now this one's pretty sharp. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
I like
cool little colors. Yeah, $50 on it. Also, if you donate $7, this is a little different. You're going to be able to get in some sort of raffle where you can be able to win this. Check this out. This is sharp. This is a statue of Erismorn, and I think I'm going to butcher this poor lady's name. And it's an actress that plays it. It's going to sign it or autograph it, and that's Moria Gorodona. Did I say that right?
Totally.
It's close enough.
Thank you. Close enough. Yeah, I've seen her Twitter. She has a lot of voice things that she makes and stuff. And I've listened to her in another podcast where she does some of the voices of it. It's very weird to hear your favorite characters or your characters that you loved and grew up playing coming from an actual physical person. You think of Erismorn as this creepy lady that's holding this rock this entire time, but then hearing somebody else do the voice of the Drifter, somebody do the voice of the Crow, like in real life, that's pretty trippy. But yeah, if you donate $7, you have a chance to receive this awesome collectible, and this one's not going to ship out until probably this fall, so you're going to be able to have it a little bit sooner than later, which is nice. Also, one last thing, all the proceeds, guys, that come through the Bungie Foundation, all the proceeds that come to the Bungie store between those 7 days, June 13 and 20, are going to benefit that St. Jude's Children's Hospital Foundation, which is pretty nice. One of the things that Bungie does well is their charity work, and they've always done a good job, and they're not going to stop. Looks like it. Guardians Assemble. See, that's from, damn it,
Thundercat.
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll
go with Thundercats. Yeah. Nothing to do with Avengers.
Avengers.
But,
yes, thank you.
Oh,
Avengers.
Anyway, good
No,
news.
it's not Avengers.
Well,
It's
don't
the
ruin my
Power
intro.
Cats.
All right. Good news.
Okay.
Good news.
Sure.
Do you like riffs?
Yes.
No?
Sure.
Yes.
I said yes.
Do you like pants?
Not really, but yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Good news. Good news. Dial 118 118.
118, 118. What is
reason.
this? That's some
Anyway,
sort of British thing? The
if
hell's
you
going
like
on?
riffs and you like riffs, you like pants. The boots of Assembler are now fixed.
Awesome.
Oh,
But
nice.
They were all right before, but then they nerfed them, then they unnerfed them, which they say was because of crashing in the game, because it was creating too many riffs and too many noble rounds and lots of issues. So they dialed them down, and now they've dialed them back up again. And added a little benefit that the Imperial Noble Seekers now proc a Benevolent Dawn on the nice Achievement of Grace for Warlocks. Fantastic. There's a reason to run that subclass. Brilliant.
Nice.
It's a good day to be a
I
warlock.
like it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love it.
This is
Finally.
good. This is good. It's not going to crash the game anymore. We'll see what happens. So I did go into the tower before it got disabled, and I was thinking, what's going on here? A little white wisp flew across the screen and then landed on me, and I was like, strange. In the middle of the tower was a guardian with rifts with the noble rounds floating around the tower, and I was like, how did he manage that?
Oh,
It's impossible. So that's how he broke the game.
let's see you do it. Well, this time it's not Telesto's fault, which is good to hear.
No,
Yeah.
it's pants that make rifts.
Well, I'm looking forward to using those pants, which as soon as I got them, they went straight to the vault, because I still don't know how to quite use them, honestly, to tell the truth. But if they were broken, maybe that I would use that as an excuse. But now
I used them when we did that the contest mode. So
for
every
the
time I
raid.
put a rift down or a well
Yeah.
down, it was buffing people across the map.
Mhm.
Oh, that's pretty good. I didn't even think
I
about
used it for
using
that
that.
one competition where you were like in the corner because you were blind. That was so funny. I dropped a rift down for him because he was just in the corner, like You know, where oh God, what the heck is it? Where you go through the portal. He was standing like at the edge of the portal. Everybody moved him to that corner.
You go through Mars, you go through Venus, I guess, when you get to the final boss. And Snail, for some reason, did not get cleansed, which I swore to God I cleansed everybody.
Guys,
I cleansed everybody.
Twice in a row I wasn't cleansed.
Guys.
Twice I got pushed into a corner.
He spent the entire final
Thanks,
damage.
teammates.
He spent his entire final damage phase doing nothing. Just sit there in the corner.
Guys,
oh man.
What do you want me to do?
That's funny.
Oh,
well,
man.
Snail, that is not the only thing that got fixed. It looks like Golden Gun was a change. And a clarification on that. There was a bug back when they did 3.0.0 that unintentionally extended the range of the 6-shooter. So now they issued a fix, but they failed to mention that this update in 3.2.0 in the patch notes. So now it works as it did before at 3.0.0 as listed in the 2.7.0 patch notes. That's a lot of numbers. News. In other words, guys, your Golden Gun is no longer killing people super far away. It's normal now. Yeah. Everything's normal. So they had to clarify.
We forgot to mention it. Yeah, but we fixed it.
Everything's normal. They fixed it. Yeah. All right, guys. But there's a lot of stuff that they haven't fixed because these are the known issues. Ness?
Boom. So, in killing the oppressive mind too quickly and expunge, actually, Tartarus, is that? Okay, keep on thinking tartar sauce. Activity blocks activity completion. And for the Spire, there's actually 2 issues with the Spire. So if you actually die anywhere before the boss room, your ghost will actually get spawned towards the beginning of the strike. And also there's no dialogue in it. This one is probably really frustrating for whoever figured it out. Players can't hear the oracle sound if they're performing a finisher in VOG. That would be really frustrating to be that one person that everybody. There's still an issue with PC performance, and they're still looking at the Beagle eras with PlayStation 5. So there's a full list. You guys can go ahead and look at it under known issues article, but this is the stuff that they're looking at right now. Back to you, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was pretty much the main points. All the main points that were from 12. There was something that was kind of neat, kind of cool. Snail and I were kind of chatting around about it here. That there was a season of Splicer full. It's a full of great music. We talked about that. We're looking at this video. If I could share my screen, this techno music. I hope you guys can hear it. Boom! Here it goes.
Well, you can hear Ness doing it.
You hear that? Yeah.
It's quality.
Doesn't that make you want to become a Terminator and go terminate things?
Yeah, it sounds so good.
This is the kind of the music you hear when you go into the expunge missions. It's going to change weekly. Now apparently there's one where you have to have a 6-minute clear time, which is a mission, especially for myself.
I can't even hear you, brother.
Turn the music off.
I can't even hear you, brother.
All right, what? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? No. You guys can't hear me? I love it.
Oh, man. I think there's a hidden message in there.
Oh, what happened?
You were saying something about a 6-minute clear time.
No, I was saying that that's the music you hear on the expunge missions, where this week there's a 6-minute clear time on one of them, which is pretty hard for me. I haven't really had a chance.
You don't need 6 minutes.
Oh, I know. Hey, you know what? I did it in 8 minutes. Me and Godzilla went in there and did it by ourselves because we were in the same mission, part of the mission, and we did it in about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. But that's like us trying really hard. And I'm like, damn it. So I can only imagine if somebody's doing it solo out here, Rob and Snail doing.
I know, at 4 minutes.
4 minutes over here.
4 minutes, 24 seconds solo.
Jeez, look at this guy. I'm sure there's a record out there on PC at 2 minutes or something. Disgusting.
Hey, this is Xbox.
Oh man, yeah, it's on Xbox. Yeah, I know, but shouldn't Xbox be like one of the easiest things, especially with like having controllers easier, and you don't have to worry about aim assist and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of people complaining about things like that. Controller's easier
Mhm.
than keyboard, mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard's easier than controller. I don't know, lots of stuff. But on Xbox, Snail has a
Frame rate
record.
makes the difference.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But Snail has a record on Xbox, 4 minutes and some seconds. If you guys want to challenge him,
24.
24 seconds. If you guys want to challenge him,
Please challenge them.
meet him at the grassy knoll at dawn. Bring your sword.
Yo. We'll bring the rave music.
Oh man, it was a really
That's the sticks mission before someone tries it on another one.
There you go. Like I said, this was a very small TWAB. They didn't have a whole lot of crazy news. There was a lot of few things that they've done in the past, and that's one thing that we need to kind of give thanks and gotta give props to the Bungie team. They have done hot fixes pretty much for the first 5 weeks, the previous 5 weeks straight. Hot fix after hot fix after hot fix. So they've recognized the things that were wrong, things that were causing problems, and they pretty much jumped on it right away. They've taken care of it. There's going to be a major update coming. I believe they're talking about early next month. Some of these things are going to be, I mean, just to give you guys a preview, some of the stuff that there've been kind of the rumblings on it. People have been hearing is it's going to do with weapon damage and little anything that's related with the sandbox. So something to look forward to, but we want to give our props and give thanks to the Bungie team that's been going out there and giving all these hot fixes and getting things situated. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts as being warlocks. For now, we can have our pants back. We can wear our
Rift
pants. Rift pants. Our rift pants are now part of our attire, and we thank you about that. Other than that, man, that was pretty much it. I haven't had a chance to look for the cat that Cosmo hides in the TWABs, but remember, guys, Cosmo hides little pictures of cats in a TWAB. So look through there. It could be in a comma, it could be in a period, exclamation point, question mark.
That's so small.
It's there. It's there, guys. Find it. If you guys find it, send me a picture. Let me know. Hit me up on that.
I couldn't find it. Did look.
Oh,
You did look?
it's in there.
Mhm.
He's even when people can't find him, he specifically says, you know what? It's in there. Believe it or not, it's in there. You just gotta do it hard. You can try harder next time. Well, that was pretty much the talk, guys. That was pretty much all the information we have this week. But we have something a little bit stronger than Snail's lore corner. It's more like Snail is taking us to school. Snail is the teacher. Snail's going to drop some knowledge and we're going to listen, and he's going to be asking us questions. So we're going to see how prepared we are on this. All those listeners are hitting us up and saying, hey, man, we noticed that Ness and Jesse look like they're not paying attention to you. Damn it. We pay attention to you. We hear you,
Let
man.
my
We
eyes
listen,
You don't
glaze
pay
over.
attention at all.
we listen to you. Snail took that advice to heart, and now he's going to quiz us. Let us know
Great.
what we're talking about. But Snail, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, we're going to be talking about Lakshmi 2. So there's loads of stuff going on in the story behind the scenes at the moment, and she's kind of the central character to everything that's going on. So she's got a lot of secret knowledge. She's having visions, and underlying, she wants to do a coup to become the ruler of the city, kind of like a dictator, really,
Okay.
which is kind of scary.
Alright.
I'm still entertained by the fact that when we first met her in this season event, she introduced herself. Little did she know that we'd met her in D1 and spent a lot of time dishing in little things to her to get future war cult weapons and things. Perhaps she's forgotten.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
had a
know. Perhaps the
really
coat.
good. Yeah,
Just
they had a
didn't
really
recognise my
good
winter
rocket
look.
launcher. If I remember correctly. It was a really good one.
But yeah, so she's playing the city against the Lixney and in many ways trying to disrupt the Vanguard. And she has some really good points, which she's using to sort of influence the city. So point one really is the fact that Lixney have been at war with mankind, for hundreds of years. So there's been lots of wars, some really famous wars. Can you tell me one of the famous wars, please?
I can.
Red,
Red War?
What?
She said Red War.
Right. The Red War, right?
No,
No, I want to say Twilight Gap, the Battle at Twilight Gap.
correct.
man.
Yes, Red War was Cabal. But
I was just saying.
thanks for the addition.
Do I get at least a couple points for participation? Like, I feel like,
Yeah. You get
Awesome.
a C- for participation.
yeah, I'll take it.
Take it, yeah. So yeah, there's a number of wars. Twilight Gap being one of the most notable, and that's one that Saint's involved in. Funny enough, So no surprise that the Elixni are scared of Saint, who is an exo, hence the number, as we were discussing earlier.
Yep.
Number 2, Elixni still continue to raid settlements. There were a number of battles of settlements that are mentioned in various bits of lore. Some survive, some don't. So there are still major things going on behind the scenes with the Elixni and humankind, mankind. And number 3 is the wartime atrocities that the Elixni did. So there's a speech from Saint that talks about dregs eating children. So it's no wonder that those little bits of facts can be used to influence a city to say that the Elixni are not the people that they say they are and not meant to be our friends.
Yeah.
And need you say more when you say Tanix is around? So Tanix, the nice annoying person that dresses as cars as part-time hobbies, but no, he's around too. But everything needs to be taken in context. So currently, the Elixni have turned up as friends. This is House Light. Now, House Light completely different to any house we've had before. We've lost the Devils, we've lost House Winter, House Dusk. All these other houses have fallen away by the wayside. So this is a different Elixni that are faced in front of us at the moment. And they come here really to save humanity. This is the last city where it's full of refugees. They want to end the endless night. So their goal really is to help us, and the intention of them is key to what's going on if you look from the outside. So you've got one side of Lakshmi, who's portraying the Elixni as evil, and then you've got the actual actions of the Elixni, which is all to do with they're here to help, and they're doing everything they can to help, and even putting aside things that are happening to them, like last week with their ether tanks being destroyed. They've put that to one side, they've ignored it, but Lakshmi keeps pushing. And it's not until you look behind the scenes that you start to understand why she's pushing and why she's doing what she's doing. So she's a politician at the end of the day, and her sole focus is to gain power. It always has been. So she uses a device in order to see future timelines. It's only been able to be used by her, which is interesting. So humans that have used it have been driven crazy. She says that she's the only one who can use it, so that's kind of convenient, if you ask me. And she's had a number of predictions that have come true. Can you name one of the predictions that have come true? I look at Ness for the answer last time.
I already participated.
But no, I'm looking at you because you used the answer already.
What, the Red War? For real?
Correct. Well done.
Oh my God, I got one. Who knew?
For real, for real, she says.
For real. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lakshmi did actually predict the Red War and Gal coming, but she was ignored. It wasn't until the city was under siege that someone said, "Oh, she was right." So her this time is that her focus is, I'm not going to be heard this time. So I've seen a version of the future that suggests that the city is going to be destroyed and Elixni in the center of it. So my goal is to make sure everybody knows that and the public know exactly what's going on. The problem is that the visions are not always true. But she hasn't told anybody that. So the public believe Elixni bad, Red War predicted, ignored by the Vanguard. So trust her because she's on the right path. And you could see how you can be manipulated to think that that's the case.
That's true.
There are a number of issues with everything that's going on here. And we see some of it in the lore tab from last season. And if you remember the lovely chap who was predicting killing Zavala, Ixal, the far-reaching, who was using the Vex timelines, he saw 7 paths of time and pick the 7th path, which saw him be victorious Zavala dead, and him being a hero. There were a number of other paths that he saw in that list, but he picked the one where he became a hero. So he followed the actions in order to get to that particular thing. And that's a key point. So this uses the same Vex technology. And the key drive to anything you see from a future perspective is your self is first, not the thing you're looking at. So in her stance that she's doing it for the city is not entirely true, because it is done for the city at a viewpoint of her benefit, because everything she sees is for her benefit, not for anybody else's benefit, because it's dictated to by how she sees it. If that makes sense. She can't change that. She'll only ever see what benefits her.
Yeah.
Which is quite scary, because that's something else people don't know. And she's actually seen 7 timelines, all of them of which do not suggest that the Elixni are at fault for anything that's happening. The timeline she's picked has the city burning around a group of Elixni and a number of portals, and her stood as the leader of the last city with the Vanguard gone. That is the path she's chosen, which is fair enough, is path number 7. What she negates to say to anybody else is what the other paths say. The number of other paths all talk about the Vanguard not being there, talk about a number of portals appearing, talk about the future war cult being traitorous. She's not mentioned any of these.
Yeah.
Because why would she? She's looking at the timeline that suggests that she's in charge and everything's her way or the highway. And the scary thing is, portals appearing is nothing to do with an Elixni. Portals are to do with the Vex.
Yeah.
So I think we're in a world of, unfortunately, the future war cult being the downfall of the city, but we're lost in this world of Lakshmi is on a political warpath to gain control and destroy the Vanguard in the meantime, and get rid of the Elixni out of the city, which is kind of scary in some respects. And I didn't put it on my my notes because I found out afterwards the portals are actually being done in the city at the moment by Lakshmi, because if you listen to this week's information in the run through of the Expunge and the various missions, she's talking about making the portals herself, and there's enough data now to run portals herself. So she's opening portals to other places, being Vex networks. We've got an issue because that's being done within the city, which is very scary. She's got help from one other person. Who would be helping Lakshmi at the moment open a portal, do you think?
I would think somebody who doesn't really care for the elixir to begin with at first, but then tries to be a hero. The person who's maybe not a guardian, used to be a guardian, maybe Osiris?
You'd be correct. Yeah, so Osiris, who is he Osiris? Or is he not Osiris?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Is helping open portals within the last city. And in one of the lore tabs, I think it's for number, which is the scout rifle, the solar one that came out this season, the future walkout one. It shows a number of attempts to open portals, of which 70 people were killed by something that came out the portal, but they don't mention what the something was. They actually opened a portal and made it stable by using a guardian to do so. Which guardian, we don't know, but they lost their team that opened the portal, and then lost 70 people in the attack afterwards. So we're blaming the Elixni, and there's all this is hidden behind the scenes. It is quite a in-depth story that is running and being played out behind everything else that's going on. And we were talking earlier about did I see anything in this week's lore about Lakshmi, but it was hidden in the lore tab with Ikora threatening Lakshmi to stand down and to stop inciting the public, otherwise she would deal with her. I can't see that ending well, so no. It's only going to go one way. Um, so yeah, it's interesting, and even more interesting, really, because the city is founded on refugees. Because remember, after the Red War, we lost a tower. Got loads of refugees that were outside the city, brought everybody into the city. The Elixir refugees, and at the centre of it are the Guardians, whose sole purpose was to protect the last city and the refugees within it. I remember we choose our own fate, and we're paracausal. So everything she's seeing doesn't take into account what we'll do, because she can't predict us, just like the Vex can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good story.
Dude, it's getting darker and crazier each and every week, man. Do we know at this point what device she's using to kind of foresee or go through the different timelines into the future? Do we have an idea what that might be?
She's using Vex technology.
That's what I was thinking. I almost assumed it was kind of something hive-ish, because there's no way she would have that mentality. Has she always had that mentality of being a ruler ever since? I mean, I can say D1, I guess.
D1, you didn't get that sense in D1 when you talked to her. I mean, the factions were, I mean, they would give you little silly bounties and stuff like that, give you weapons and stuff, but you really didn't get a feel that there was any of this stuff underlining. I mean, you would, when you would stand by like a random NPC, they would say something really weird about the traveler, but not the fact. Not so much.
But if you think about the circumstance, so she's using a technology that drove people crazy. She saw the Red War and no one did anything about it, and then she lost half the city, friends, family, and then you're expecting her to be acting normal afterwards. I think that whole situation has driven her to a stage where actually that device has driven her to the path of wanting power because of something that happened in the past.
She almost has that hate that Ada does with Guardians, kind of similar to it, because the Guardians come first, or humanity comes first, and like I said, some people have different circumstances. Her losing friends and family during the Red War, and she knew it was happening, and there's nothing she can do about it to stop it, which is kind of crazy. Dude, pretty awesome, Snail. Thank you so much, man. That was good. You have any questions?
There's a bunch of memes now, like all over Instagram, basically hating her. Because that whole storyline, when you go through that little clip, and it basically portrays freaking Saint 14 as Baba Yaga, and at the end they're talking about all the stuff that he did, and you hear all the little scannables, and it just ends with Saint 14 going, oh. I mean, he has nothing to say. That was so odd. But she walks away.
Did you see the little I think it was Mithrax saying that Saint was walking down the street, and an Elixir child walked out in his path, and he waved to say hello, but the child ran away in fear, and he saw that Saint was broken by that, and that's kind of a change in where Saint's going as well, because he's now seeing himself through the eyes of the children that he's been part of atrocities and killed along the time.
That's like my wife said, man, maybe we are the villains. I mean, in the eyes of the different the creatures and the races and throughout the whole universe, maybe we are the villains in a sense, and that's sad to think about it that way, especially if you want to help, especially like Saint 14, who wants to help, and to be viewed as a evil person, kind of sucks. Awesome, Snail. Thank you so much for that lore corner, taking us to school. Hopefully I got an A and Ness got a C+.
Whatever, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Still passing. Like, still passing.
Yeah, she had Red War just about 5 minutes too early.
Yeah, she got it.
Listen. I got attendance.
She was in the right frame of mind, so she was good. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much the episode for the week. It was a pretty short episode, actually one of our shortest that we've had. Hopefully we gave you the right information. We're actually going to give you guys some information as well, because there's going to be a couple changes next week. Ness is going to take some time off, as you heard from the beginning of the episode. She's pretty much not mentally here. She's already in a plane heading to Cuba, or I'm sorry.
Right? That's how the YouTubers do it.
That's right. There you go. And she's drinking her Coronas. We're going to have a special guest host, I guess you can say, another
Yeah.
for the first time ever in our show. We're gonna have a special guest host. Snail, you want to give us the details? You were able to reach out to this person, and they agreed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I reached out to my favorite Titan in the world, Mr. Green Titan himself, who has agreed to come and replace Ness.
I'm jealous.
Much to Ness's disappointment, because she wanted to meet him too. So I even got him to agree to come back a second time, just so he could spend some time with Ness as well. So
Thanks.
Awesome.
good news.
Yep. So we are going to have a special guest host, and that's the Green Titan. You probably heard us talk about him, and we've had a couple of his clanmates actually on the show previously. We had Darth Jig and we had Cerber. But yeah, it'd be kind of nice to get to know him. We're going to be going over through the same way we go through the episode. He's just going to be representing Ness as a Titan. Hopefully a very fashionable Titan, since he's green. He must use the watermelon shader. So we'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was pretty much the episode, guys. Episode 34 in the books. We'll be coming back next week with our special guest. And with that, I will introduce ourselves as we get out of here, guys. My name is Vega, and my gamer tag is Vega6417. One of these days, I'm going to get Snail's 2,267 other Snails to come help me find the other 6,416 Vegas, and maybe we can have this massive battle. But I have to tell you, my 6,416 Vegas are going to beat your 2,067 Snails, because there's more.
You'd have
of
to
us.
catch me first.
There's more of us.
4 minutes 24 seconds.
Yeah, I'm about to catch you in your sponge mission. If he goes to the sponge mission, I'm never going to catch you. That's it. I'm just going to stay by the door, and I'm like, all right, they win. Yes. You can find me on Xbox Live. Like I said, my gamer tag is Vega6417. You can find me on Twitter. You can search my name, which is Triple Vega, or you can search me under my handle, which is Jasubius. Also on Twitch TV /Triple Vega. That is where you find me each and every Thursday, streaming from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ness, before you take off on your plane to Cabo, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm going actually to Alaska, somewhere super warm. So Ness, I'm going to beat up Ness Zero, I guess, and knock her out. I'm on Twitter and Xbox. I also run Genuine Apathy Instagram and have my own personal Instagram, Alexis V1. It's the drink. It's already starting to hit.
Yeah, I see.
Like my cheeks are feeling really red right now.
They can tell.
I will be on vacation, so I will not be, I was about to say twatting, but no, I mean twitching this week. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy Green Titan. Not too much, because I want to meet him. So
all right.
Yeah. Snail.
Lovely. Wooden Snail 2268. You can find me on Xbox. Apparently I have a Twitch channel. I did Twitch the other night, just doing my 4 minute 24-second run. So I will post that on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel, all under Wooden Snail. Apparently I'm on Instagram. I rarely like stuff, so if I do like something, it's important. But rarely do I go on. So also on Twitter, where I usually complain about stuff a lot. But use the 3 Warlocks at 3 Warlocks, Warlocks 3 podcast 1 to tweet us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. That was the show, guys. We will see you guys next week. Eyes up, Guardians, and always remember, when in Rome.
When in Rome. Yeah, the cats and the cradle.
Bye-bye.
And the moon, right?
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
That's awesome.
The pleasure.
Dude, we had a fun episode, man.
feeling-
We were free, we were stretching, we were just going at it. Snail's corner brought it up as a serious Snail. Dude, the whole episode got dark and mysterious when Snail got into his I like that. It was cool. But the first part was all fun and games. I love it.
Mhm.
You guys
And
have
then
fun?
Snail's talking about murder, killing babies, eating babies. They killed it.
I had a crown the whole time.
You did.
I know, that was so inappropriate. Kill babies with a little
Yeah.
cute crown.
Yeah, little
Sure.
cute crown.
He's like
Brilliant.
killing babies. He's all touching his crown. Mm.
Yeah.
If
Did
you
I do
don't
any
want me-
tutting? People still watching on YouTube, was there any tutting?
What is that? like that?
No, I didn't hear actually anything. You did.
Maybe
No
one.
Varrocks impersonations this week.
Yeah,
On it.
fix it. That's it. I love it. But yes, we're gonna miss you. Have fun. We will.
Hope you guys have a good time. Hope you guys have a good show.
You're
I know
upset.
he's gonna be hilariously funny.
I know. Looking forward to meeting him. Actually, that's Snail's favorite Titan. That's what he tells everybody. This is his
He
favorite
told me
Titan.
the first time we met him. We actually met him in what was it? Was it Io? Yeah, just random.
Bizarrely.
He was just in front of us. But yeah, it was really funny. That was like years ago now.
It's funny. That's good. Yeah, maybe we'll bring up some questions. Maybe we'll think of something to ask him now. Since he's going to be the host, I don't want to get too much in an interview sense of it because we want to save that. So when Ness gets back, I'm pretty sure we have some questions, but we'll ask him just something minor, a few things, and we will meet up with him, kind of link up with him and ask him a few things. But yes.
Do you want to be
What has he got against Warlocks?
Our third host forever?
All right.
Stuff
We're
like
thinking
that.
about replacing
Questions.
Ness. We're thinking about replacing Ness. What do you think?
Everybody's been like, yes,
I
sounds
know.
great.
That'll be fun.
There could be 3 Warlocks and a Titan.
That's true. 2 Warlocks and a Titan.
3 Warlocks and a Titan. I said 3,
Oh, I thought you were
not
ready to
2.
replace me.
That's gonna be that. That's gonna be the episode when he comes and guest stars. It's gonna be 3 Warlocks and a Titan. So something to look forward to. But thank you so much, YouTube people. Thank you so much for watching the episode. You guys make it worthwhile. Make sure you message us. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you guys think. Something we can do better. Something we can do worse. I don't know. Let us know. Perfect. We will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.